new recruits, etc. Yeah.
Okay, great. So if just kind of remind ourselves what we did the last time. So the main thing that we did last time, there was actually two things we did. We went over the campaign settings, and we covered that quite thoroughly. And then we also covered the whole campaigns menu here with, regarding the, I think we covered also the notes, and I think we also covered email alerts. If I'm mistaken, let me know. You guys are more than, I'm just one. You guys are more. So did we cover email alerts and things like that?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, I think we covered email alerts.
Okay,
I don't know
because
if we did it in its entirety or not, but
I
I
think
remember you
what
covering it.
what we wanted to cover now was we wanted to cover the reports and tools. That's like the main meat and potatoes of the software, which we've left the best part of the meal to the end. So okay, so we went into this campaign here called Adrift. What is it that they do?
So they're a fashion retailer, Adrift.
So do they have physical locations, or are they e-commerce?
Actually, it's a good question, Chris.
Huh?
Do they have any physical? It's a good question, actually.
I think they have some. They have some. No, is that our stores? Yeah, I was looking at that earlier. Brisbane, 2 shops.
So we've got 2 physical shops. Okay, Drift. Okay. The reason why I ask is it's always important to know what's
at the bottom. At the bottom, you can see our stores. Yeah. So they got 2 shops in the city of Brisbane.
Okay, so you're saying they both have e-commerce, and they also have 2 stores. That's correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, great. It's because it's relevant to know what we need to look at together. Okay, so we're looking at the dashboard. This is the first report that you come into when you come into a campaign. And the main thing that you should know here is that you can customize this report tremendously. And if each of you are coming in your own user, which I'm sure you are, so each user can customize this report for themselves. So what person A does doesn't affect what person B does, etc. So for instance, just the basics is we've got the keyword, we've got the rank for today, we've got the daily, weekly, and monthly change. If you click on any column header, it's going to sort it. So this is the keywords which went down the most, and these are the ones which went up the most over the last day. So it's very quick. Like when you come in the morning, you say like, okay, is there anything dramatic, any dramatic changes? You can do just 2 clicks on this, and you can see what the dramatic changes are. Okay, so then you're covered as far as knowing, is there any outlying situation going on here? Okay, then you've got the search volume. I think we mentioned, but I'm just going to repeat it just because it's an important thing. When you go into the campaign settings, into the keywords screen, so it's important to make sure that we have chosen the proper location. So this is global. Now, are they indeed, reaching out to the global? Do they ship
not really,
or they just ship in Australia?
They might ship to New Zealand, but I think it's mostly Australia and New Zealand. And
okay, so
mostly Australia.
We probably want to settle these up to Australia.
Yeah, so I would
probably for all of them.
I would choose Australia here, because if you add New Zealand, it probably won't move anything on the needle.
Nah, not that much.
So I'll go ahead and choose Australia to be the country. And that it did. Now it's Australia. And now I'm going to click this update button. And that's going to then pull in our country-specific search volumes for today. And that's what the most up-to-date ones are. So if I scroll down here, I can see that, okay, this is now in queue, meaning that our system is now added all these keywords to our queue, and sometime in the next 15 minutes to an hour or so, it's going to pull all those search volumes in there. So I really encourage whoever's responsible for each campaign to make that little check, because you want to make sure you get the search volume numbers for the relevant region. and the most up-to-date ones. Okay, so that takes care of that little business. Then we've got the landing page here. I want to point out also regarding the landing pages that all the columns here, you can change the order. Over on the left side of every report, we've got report options, and almost every report has the same options here. Some have additional options.
Sorry to interrupt you, but actually, could you just show me back briefly where you managed to change the global settings to a specific country?
Sure. So if I come over here to the shortcut menu again,
Okay, sorry.
and I can
oh,
go.
yeah.
I can either go to the campaign settings or I can go directly
Mhm.
to the add keywords screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then
Okay, so add keywords.
right. So if I add
Yeah,
keywords,
sorry,
and
I had
I just scroll down to the bottom of that page. You got the country settings and then the update button over here. Okay.
Okay, and there was a second question because I was trying to sort out the keywords by category. All right, set. So I just click on set and it should be good now.
If you
Or
click on, if you choose the country, click on set, that chooses the country. And then the second stage is to click on the update button.
update. Okay, great.
Okay.
And then I had another one. So I don't know, because like sometimes what we do is we, so it might be the tags, but yeah, we try to categorize the keywords by category or URL.
Right.
I don't think we've done it at the moment. So I was just trying to look at this.
So I think we kind of basically covered that in our first one, but we'll
yeah,
cover,
so that would be add a URL, right?
We'll cover it briefly here. That let's say if you want to categorize a bunch of different things together, let's say if you want to do with, you want to have all the dresses, okay? So you can take a look here, you know, kind of size this up. Is this the way you want it? Looks pretty good, but okay, so let's say I want all these to be in one category. So I can select this, this selects all these. And then I come down here to the add a tag section. These are bulk options for selected keywords. So add a tag. So here I can type dresses. Okay. And then I click add, and that's going to add that tag to all of those keywords. So again, I started by clicking on this little funnel here.
Yeah, actually I was looking for this because I wanted to look for keywords and I couldn't. I was looking for some sort of box where I could type in keywords. So
right,
yeah,
so,
thanks
so
for letting me know about the funnel.
Yeah, you can do that both on the keyword or the search volume or the tags. So it's really, it's very helpful.
Yeah, great. Cool. Yeah, because I was looking for it yesterday.
So this one just for dress, right? So include the keywords, right? Include certain keywords in the phrases, right?
Right, I just I chose dress and it finds every keyword which has the word dress in it. And you can
contain. We can do exclude, right? Does not contain. Yeah. Okay, all good, right? All good, yeah.
Right.
So if does not contain, does exclude dress from the keywords phrase, right?
Right, but in other words, I think in this case, it's better to choose the positive word that you want, because then you want to choose all those words in there. So let's say in addition, let's say after I added the dresses I added a category, and then let's say I wanted to have a general thing for big size. So I've only got one keyword, so that's not really worth doing it. But let's say I wanted something.
Maybe summer dress. Actually, that would have been a good one. Summer dress.
Yes, summer dress.
Because for instance, summer dress.
Summer dress is here.
So I might just, I might do something just like summer, include all my keywords which have summer in them. But I just select the one that I want. These are just different ways that you can categorize it. What I suggest is it's actually the easiest way to do this. If you're going to really add tags to all of your keywords, the easiest way to do this is to come down here, export your keywords export to an Excel sheet. And then in the Excel sheet, you can use the filter there. And that way you can see all the keywords in one big file. And then you can just paste you filter, let's say by a word, and then you put in the tag into the tag column, and then just copy that down to all the keywords that you're interested in, right? And that way you can kind of get that file all up the way you want it, because here you're going to be playing around with different ideas, and you kind of want to have, I think it's better on a file where you've got, you know, kind of before you actually push the button to do things, you can play around with it. Oh, maybe if I, you know, break it down this other way, it might even be better, etc., etc. Okay. So play around with that. There's several ways to do that. You can also add tags individually, obviously, by just clicking here and then adding a tag here to an individual keyword. And you can, you know, once you've added a tag, let's say I add here jackets. I can delete the individual tags just the same like that. Okay, so now let's come back to our dashboard. Again, we were looking at the landing page here. I personally I don't like having the landing page way over here. It's all personal taste, but I just want to show you that you can move around the columns. If I open up the display section here, I can scroll all the way down here, and here's all of my columns right over here. And so what I can do is just take this landing page and drag that dude up, right? Say I want it, let's say I want it kind of close to the keyword. So I can drag it up to, let's say here, underneath the tags, do apply changes. And now I've got my landing page close to my keyword. And then let's say I want to turn my keyword tags. So here I've got my tags next to here. And even here I can add something. So I can, let's say plus, I can add something here as well. Just to show you, okay, now I've got a tag here. Okay. So this is the general idea. You can move this around, and each individual user can have your own order, and you can add a lot more things in here, right? So I can add here, let's say a landing page tag. I can add the baseline rank, which is the rank at the very beginning when I start tracking this keyword. I can add the best rank. I can add a feature snippet column. Let's see here. I can add keyword difficulty. There's tons of things you can add in here according to what you want. I can add the date added, right? If I want to keep track, okay, how long has this keyword been around with me? So I can add that as well. So here you can see I've added a bunch of different things here, the baseline, the best rank, the feature snippet. Again, if I click on this, it's gonna, so none of the keywords have a feature snippet, but I click on it and it's sorting it based on either it does or it doesn't. In this case, there's nothing. So in any case, that's the idea of the customization. There's lots of different things under filters. You can have a minimum, maximum rank. So I can do here. I want to look at any keyword from position 11 to 13 because it's getting close to getting on page 1. Okay, so that just shows me just these. Now, any setting that I do, let's say this is something I like checking regularly. I like checking to see what's on, what's on the verge of page 1. So I can create a preset. The preset is like a saved view. So it saves all the report options that I just did. So here I give it a name. So I'll call this rank 11 to 13. You can make that an account-wide option, which means that it will save this preset, so it will be available to all of your campaigns. If I don't click on this, that means that this preset is just for this campaign. Okay, so if I go ahead and just save that, so that's a preset now. See, that's listed here. So you can make a bunch of these to do different what ifs. If I want to look at just the 11 to 13, if I want to look just at the keywords which have, let's see, more than 500 searches per month, or if I want to have any other type of thing, I can do that. I can save a preset. I can change it and then resave it by clicking on this. Okay, or I can delete it by clicking on this. So then, since I have that preset, I'd like to have a preset without the filter, so I can easily just go between. So I'm going to delete this, I'm gonna apply this. And then I can call this one, I call this default. So that's it. Okay, so now if I want to go back to the 11 to 13, I've got that. And if I want to go back to all my, default view, I've got that. Okay, so that's just to show you the, the power of that kind of those views. Over here on the far right, so we have two icons. One is the performance graph, which gives you a long-term rank graph. That's the blue line. The orange line is a visibility score for your entire website, for all the keywords that you're tracking. And this is particularly for this search engine. So this is Google Desktop. So this is the visibility score for all my keywords for Google Desktop. And how do we calculate that? We take the rank for each keyword, and then we weight that rank number by that keyword search volume. And that way, the keywords which have more search volume affect the total score more. The idea here is to give you an indication of your trend. Am I trending to more visible or trending to less visible? On this graph, you'll always see confirmed and unconfirmed algorithm updates, like you can see here. And then we give the name, and normally the name, if it's unconfirmed, so sometimes there's no name. Sometimes the SEO community kind of, accepted a name. And then if Google announces it, then usually they do give a name these days. And so you can see kind of the correlation between, did this rank update, this algorithm update, did it affect my overall rank, my overall visibility or not? It doesn't look like it, although it could be over time. It could be. It's not clear. Sometimes, right, really close to the update, you can see a jump or drop, and then it's fairly clear that that's what happened. Over here, you can get to different other related reports, like this landing page report. So this will show you if there's different landing pages which are ranking for this. You can see that this orange is prevalent the whole time, so that means there's only one landing page. If I click on the SEO Monitor, it's going to take me for this keyword, lady costume earrings. That's where I was. It's going to show me the top 20 competitors over the last 30 days. So this also can be customized, and I like over here on the chart settings, giving this combined hover, metric hover, and you'll see what that does. Now, if I hover over it, it shows me all of the competitors at once, and I can see what their rank is. And you can see that your result is the bold blue line. Okay, so it gives you an idea, first of all, of your trend over the past 30 days. It gives you an understanding of the fluctuations on the SERP. Okay, looks like positions 1 to 3 are pretty fluid in there, right? So there's nothing locked in there. So I would kind of describe this as not a very high keyword difficulty to break in there. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's sometimes you can say positions 1, 2, 3, no movement whatsoever, and then you know that there's going to be a much higher keyword difficulty for that. If I scroll down further here, I can see all the SERP features, all the SERP changes that all my 20 top competitors have been doing. So how is this broken down? It's broken down by competitor. So here's the competitor who's been in position 1. And I can see all the changes. So let's say starting August 18th, they're in position 2. And then on August 19th to September 1st, there was a description change, right? You can see the description has changed. And so too with the next one. This is the number 2 competitor. They're in position 2. And if I look here, I can see, okay, starting August 21st, they were in position 2. There was a description change on August 22nd, et cetera, only description changes. sometimes you'll see title changes like we're seeing here for this number 3. I'm just going to go to the first one. So August 14th, they were ranked number 1. Then they dropped down to position 3. Position 3. Here they changed their title. Now, did they change their title because they dropped down to position 3 in the hope that maybe they might be able to get themselves back up into position 1? I don't know. Then they modified it again over here, and then modified it again. So you can see.
So is it recording? So you say title tag change. So is it taking the same phrase and just recording exactly what's in the SERPs and what is changing? So it could be the competitor, or it could be Google.
Exactly.
Is that a fair
Exactly. Exactly. So as we know, Google has become more big brother, deciding what's the best title for you, right? They know better, right? So recently they came out with an update, which you guys have probably read about, saying that they're more frequently now changing the titles that you put in the title tag, right? Because they want to optimize it, right? So, but still, at least from what I remember hearing Barry say that still it's, I think he was quoting someone else that he said that at least 80% of the time it's still your title that you chose over there. But in any case, this is a good place to go when you do want to write your title change. I would imagine that if you write a good title, it's not too long, it's not too short, it matches, you know, the represents what you have as far as content. I don't think that Google will you know, usually change that. So
can you see what the title was before? Can you see the history of the title tag change? Or
yeah, sure. That's exactly what we saw here. Is for this this is competitor number 3. You can see the dates over here. Okay, this is description change, and then when we get to the 17th, that's the title change.
Right. Okay.
And then you can see what it was before. So this was a very generic, pretty crummy title, and you know, maybe that's why Google dropped them down, because it's a very, you know, boring title. But this doesn't seem to be a very good title either. 1 of 48 of over 1,000 results. This looks like this was taken either from Google, that Google did this, or that their own system is taking some sort of automatic title, because that doesn't make sense, right? I think that this is Google actually, because you can see it came back to the original one. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know, but it kind of looks kind of random that it's going back and forth like that. 1 of 48 over 1,000. In any case, you guys got, I don't want to belabor the point. So that's in there. And then on the far right, you've got the SERP snapshot. Okay.
You can see actually for some that we created, like from the 17 to the 18, it changed. So I think that's probably the day where they started, I don't know, kind of
what's that? I didn't
what
catch.
they wanted.
Well,
Like I was looking at one of some meta tags that we created for a client,
yes.
and the meta tag is the correct one that we created on August 17th, and on August 18th it's different. It's the one that is since August 18th. It's the one that has been picked up automatically by Google. It's really annoying because it looks horrible. I'm like, the one that we created was good and well optimized, and now we didn't even have like upper cases on the first letter. It's just horrible.
That's terrible. I would double check that. You know, I would double check going just to the page itself from the outside, not inside this.
No, I checked also in incognito, and unfortunately, it's confirmed.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's just a bad example of Google.
Oh yeah, it's been like this for a week or more now.
That's terrible. That's really terrible. We're all kind of taken hostage by Google, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So on the far right icon is the SERP snapshot. So this is for today, the SERP snapshot, and it can give you a good idea of like what the SERP includes. So here we've got some ads at the top. There's 2 ads at the top. You've got a local pack, and that's in position 5. You've got an image box. You've got the organic results. Next to each organic result, it shows you the title length and the description length. Okay. Your result is highlighted, like you can see here. So you can see they're actually in two places. You can see here there's links, right? Site links there. And then going down to the bottom, you've got related search here. So this can also give you some ideas for new keywords which are related. You can save this as a PDF or as a Word document. So if you want to, send that to the client and mark it up, show them, hey, you can show them a before and after. I think, so showing a client kind of visual before and after can be kind of like a good thing for if it's a critical keyword. You got the date picker up here, obviously. You can download any report as a PDF or CSV. And if you connect up your Google Drive, you can send that CSV directly to your Google Drive if you want. As we mentioned, this is a shortcut menu to get to your campaign settings, to add keywords, or to add a report to either your marketing dashboard or to a PDF report. Now, you guys are using, it seems like you guys are using our marketing dashboards right now. In addition, each of you can make your own, using your users, you can make your own individualized PDF report. Let's say would come to you at the beginning of each week. So if let's say I want to come in on Monday morning and I want to see in my email a summary of all the important data points for all my campaigns. So I can create a PDF like that. This is to add a particular report to your PDF. First, you have to set up a PDF report. And then once you've set it up, basically, it's all just filling out a form. Then you can add any report just by clicking here. It'll ask you which report you want to add it to, and then it adds it to the report there. And then you can decide which day you want it to arrive. Normally, you probably want it to arrive on, let's say, Monday morning, and have it cover, let's say, the last week or two or something like that to see what's new. So that we also have the funnel here, just like we have on all our other reports. You can still look for keywords this way, tags, or anything else. We can also take a look here in competitive view. So we don't have any competitors here yet. I highly recommend that we add competitors to all of the campaigns. So again, if we go over to our campaign settings, websites.
Yeah, I agree.
We want to add those competitors ASAP so that we'll have that history to show on share of voice reports, on just rank comparisons and things like that. So really, I really encourage you to do that because this view is also pretty cool because per keyword, then you can see, okay, how is Adrift doing versus competitor 1, competitor 2, competitor 3. And then you can do the same thing on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and it's a cool thing. All right, so that is competitive view.
Could we go back to the SEO monitor again? I just wanted to just have another look at that. And I wanted to make sure that I was clear on all the elements, because I think that's quite a useful tool potentially, and it gives us a little bit more depth into our reporting, I think. Yeah. Right. Okay, cool. So this time frame, so what's the default time frame? Like, is it just what's in? So I'm looking at the changes below. Is that just basically based on the default? Is it defaulted to say that month, and it ties in with the graph at the top? I take it.
It's defaulted to the last 30 days from today.
Last 30 days.
Right,
and the period visibility.
We're actually considering the dev team is looking into the option of adding additional time options like last 60 days and maybe last 90 days. So that's something that we're looking into.
It'd be good if you could select the date frame as well. So you could say, well, actually what happened here, say, because a lot of the time we'll do reports, a month later, say, because we're obviously kind of backtracking, we're backpedaling and doing a report on the month before. And say if we see something, then we might cover it with the 30 days for sure. But if there's anything, but it'd be good to just kind of zone in a little bit and just to say, okay, well, if SERPs have changed a little bit, is it something? It might not be something that we've done, but actually something that's going on with everybody else. So I think it's quite useful. I just wanted to check then the period of visibility to the right. What does that mean exactly?
Okay, so
yeah.
that means what percentage of the last 30 days this result has been in this position.
Okay, so 66% in one position, and then 44% in position two.
In other positions, it doesn't say, but it gives you an idea of how permanent it is in. That's another, let's call it fluctuation metric / keyword difficulty. Like I said, I think that this one here, these are not very permanent. Let's see if we can find, that one's a little bit more. Let's take a look at this one.
Just wondering on the change type as well. So like it's got like description or title tag, but then because I saw an option where you could cycle between them. There was like a little arrow button. You could cycle between the two descriptions or titles. But I'm looking at, say, I'm just kind of scrolling down, and I can see like it says change type title, but it's not showing me like in your. So I'll say change type title, but then is it change
so it
type?
Changed.
Okay.
So it changed from the previous one down here.
Okay, so it's always comparing to the one below it.
Exactly, which is either the previous. It's the previous date. In other words, this was the last time that from here to here something changed. This can be a period because it may not change from day to day. Like, let's see if we can find an example of that here. This one here has stayed the same for 2 days, right? So each change, it's going to show you a different entry to show you, what the changes are.
Yeah, I'm looking at one now, for example, on Adairs.com. They just changed. It had a pipe in between the brand and the thingy, and there was no space, and then all of a sudden now it changes to a hyphen. So it's just really interesting just to see that comparison. But I just wanted to check what it was comparing to, because I thought it was kind of interesting. And you can see that where you've got the original title tag, then Google changes it, then they change it back. So I thought this was a really good talk. So I just wanted to explore it a little bit more,
right,
to make sure that I understood it a little bit.
Right, and notice that if they're ranked for multiple in multiple positions for a particular day, you can see both of them. Okay,
right.
so
yeah.
So that's also nice.
Okay, and is that to the top 20 results? I take it then. So it's so it's saying okay if they appear twice or 3 times. Yeah, got you.
The other thing I want to point out is that the change that I made here up on the top graph, where I made the hover, show all the results. So any type of change that you make that you guys all like it, let's say this is acceptable, you like this, so you can make this the default by mousing over here and then save these report settings for the entire account, or you can save it just for the campaign. Right, so if you like this, you want this on all the campaigns, you can choose save as default for account, and then it's going to save that.
Okay.
Now, I also want to point out that almost every single report, there's a little eye icon next to it, or there might be a link, a text link, and that will take you to the documentation for that particular report. So here we got the SEO Monitor. You always have a search, you'll have a screenshot, and then you'll have a table of contents, and then you can jump down by clicking on that. Here, multiple keyword positions. So here you can see an example. There's a GIF here showing you how you can switch between position 2, position 3, etc.
Yeah, so that position 3, yeah, so when you were, because I noticed that as well for the title. So what does that mean? Because I noticed it was changing the title as well, or was it just showing the 2 different results within the top 20?
This particular website, All Recipes, is
Mm.
they on this particular date, November 1st, they were in position 2 and 3.
Right, yeah, got you. Do we have anything like this for, so say we're gonna add in all our competitors now. Do we have anything similar for the competitors that we track? Because I understand that this is tracking top 20 results. Do we have anything similar that records that for competitors? Say if they all of a sudden go from ranking this to this, can we see the title tag it was before and after that?
Well, this includes all the top 20 competitors, whether they're one of your 3 or they're not. So I kind of think that if they're not in this top 20, they're not really that interesting because they're dust, right? No one, even from obviously from 11 to 20, it's like, who's down there? who's taking, who's clicking down there? But
I was just wondering if, say, we've got a competitor that ranks position 50, then all of a sudden climbs up to position 5. We wouldn't, in this report, we won't necessarily see the position 50 and what was going on then. We would only see the new position and the new title tag, because that's when it'll start recording in this report, because it's in the top 20 results.
Right.
So say if they're position 50, yeah, they ping up, you go straight to page 1. We could probably have a look at that if we knew what it was before. So I wasn't sure if there was something similar for the competitors that we do track or not, because I know that we're tracking results.
So another idea, based on what you brought up, which is a good point, is inside any report, like the dashboard report, the daily snapshot, the weekly snapshot, the monthly snapshot, you can always go over here. Oh, let's find one which has competitors in it.
We have one, at least one. And you could, I know you did you add any competitors for any of them at all? She's in this call somewhere, I know she is. I just want to think, I'm not entirely sure if we've got any with specific competitors in. We could check, but I'm not entirely sure. I would have thought that maybe not, but we might have the odd 1 or 2, but I'm not sure who they are.
Let's take a quick look here. Oh, here we have. Okay, so let's go back over here.
Wait. What's the brand impact where you got like neutral?
That's mainly for a ORM, a reputation management campaign where you're tracking, just a very few keywords. Let's say the brand name, or let's say FedEx or FedEx complaints, and then there's a way of showing all the positive and negatives in the dashboard. So here for Craft Online, so we can see here, but what I wanted to show you, let's say you wanted to take a look at, let's say we want to take a look at Eckerles.
Mm.
By the way, this is actually a good idea for a preset.
Yeah, what you were showing earlier. Yeah, now I get you.
Right, so here you've got, let's say this is the rank for Eckerles, okay? And then I can click here and see, let's say here, improved. So I can scroll down here and see, let's say, did they,
Yeah, no, I really like that as well, because that's something we probably don't do enough of. We track our own rankings more or less, and we kind of comment on that. We don't really go into the detail for competitors, but actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea. It has the landing page at least, even if it's not the title tag.
The truth is that this is just my opinion, that in general, I like looking at competitors as a benchmark, top level, right? So let's say, how's my visibility score versus my top 3 competitors over time? And let's say maybe even filtered by tags. What's my visibility score for dresses versus shoes versus pants, right?
Yeah.
But that's top level. When I get down to the keyword level, I don't really care about like I don't care about a particular competitor unless I can learn something from them. So I think that that's why I kind of like this report over here when we're talking about competitors. We come into the competitor analysis, top organic competitors. This report here, I think each of us kind of has to, in their own way, has to find the types of reports and tools which kind of help them from their own personal way to focus on how to improve the rank. So I like this report here because it shows you the top 50 or 100 competitors just based on the keywords you're tracking. This is okay, and it shows you how many keywords each competitor has in the top 20 results of Google. All right, you can actually change that. So if you want to make that the top 10, you can change that to the top 10. So this is the total.
Is that our ranking data, or is that your kind of keywords index?
This is based on the keywords that you're tracking. This is based on the keywords that you're tracking, but we're covering all these all these competitors based on what we find on all the SERPs.
Yeah,
and then you can see for each competitor, you can see what's the total search volume for the keywords that they're ranking for, because that gives you, on the one hand, see how this eBay is ranked for 930 keywords versus Etsy's 679. But look at the search volume. This has a third of the search volume that Etsy does. So that gives you a nuanced understanding. Those Etsy is ranking for many fewer keywords, but they're ranking for keywords which are much more popular. Okay.
Now, probably not as high as well because the visibility score is that based on.
So that's based on the rank of the keywords and the visibility. Yeah. So so over here on the far right, if I click on this magnifying glass, it's going to show me how my website matches up to their website head to head per keyword. So that's getting into the actual detail. And again, I'm always looking for where the competitor is doing much better than I am, because where I'm doing better than he is, I don't really care about that. Here I can see they're ranked 3 for stickers, and I'm ranked 36.
Yeah,
that interests me.
Yeah.
So I can click over here on their, that takes me to their landing page, and this takes me to my landing page, and then I can easily compare them just from a UI, UX, visual type of thing. So this is your customer's page, okay? And then if I look over here, here's theirs, okay? Just looking at the page, this has a very short title, stickers for the Etsy, whereas this is buy stickers online, crafts online. Actually, it looks like
no need long stickers.
craft stickers.
Making long stickers for nothing.
Yeah, I really like this. Because this will be, again, you know, as we're going to be sending weekly emails and stuff, like this is like easy stuff as well that we pull out.
Just for the person who's doing, you know, who's guiding the people who need to change pages, this is a good tool, right? To be able to look at this. I want to see like maybe there's nothing on page. Maybe it's something, you know, off page. Maybe something technical. You know, maybe I need to check the page speed. I don't know, but I like the fact that it focuses, instead of just looking at the competitor and looking at me and seeing how many keywords. I like when I'm actually wanting to improve something, I want to get down to the keyword level, get down to the landing page level, And this encourages me to do that, right? Here I've got resin molds again. They're ranking 3, I'm ranking 19. That's another good example. Here they're ranking 1, I'm ranking 26, because otherwise I can just be floating around on different reports, you know, okay, now where do I start working? Where do I do something, right? This focuses on very specific keywords where you can improve. Let me just add in here the primary domain, because that's by default not turned on. 1 second. So we can see Crafts Online where they are. Yeah, they're actually at the very top, Crafts Online. Okay, and then I'm going to save that as a default for the account for all the campaigns. So that's a very powerful tool, in my opinion, for organic competitors. We kind of finished with the dashboard. So let's move on to the rank insights. And here you're going to find a lot of really important reports. So I'm going to go first to this fluctuations report. Actually, I'm not going to go to this report. I'm going to go to the SERP features report. So the SERP features report, it covers all the SERP features which are triggered by any keywords that you're tracking. So you can see by the height of the columns, which are the more prevalent SERP features. So reviews is the most, actually the shopping ads are the most prevalent, with 982 out of your 1376 keywords have the feature. Then reviews, and you can see how many of this SERP feature you got versus the competition. Now, if you want to, get the detail of that. So I'm going to click on the actual column. And what it's doing is it's going to filter my keyword list down below to show me just the keywords with that feature. So I chose the site links. So you can see the site links icon is highlighted with a green frame. Notice that some of the icons of the SERP features are black and some are gray. So the black means that my client appears in there. And the gray one means that only the competition is featured in there. So this is, the SERP features are so dominant these days, and they have been for quite a while, that you can't ignore them. And so that's why this tool here helps you find opportunities to increase your visibility and clicks in the SERP features. And you have to kind of focus on where you think where A is going to give you the biggest bang for the buck, and also where it's kind of low-hanging fruit, where it won't take you, a massive amount of effort to get into that SERP feature. You can change. You can change between Google Desktop and Google Mobile over here, because they're completely different SERP features. You can see SERP features over here. There's even some top stories here, very few. But overwhelmingly, you can see that there's a lot of reviews, a lot of site links, tremendous amount of site links here. It's 100% of the keywords. Image thumbnails. So you can really get a lot of benefit out of doing this review here. You can come over here to the featured snippets report, which is dedicated to featured snippets. See, okay, which of my keywords are generating a featured snippet? At the top, it shows, okay, how many featured snippets are, or I should say, how many position ones are featured snippets and how many are organic. So here it's 100% featured snippets, and here's how many featured snippets I got versus the competition. So I didn't get any. Here's the actual keywords with the featured snippets. And again, you can click on the SERP snapshot to see what the featured snippet, who it is, and take a look at their page and try and figure out how you get that. this above the fold report is, it goes very much along with the SERP features, because one of the main reasons, one of the main reasons that you're going to be below the fold is because there are a lot of SERP features pushing your results down below. So towards the top here, you've got this graph, which is showing you a bunch of this, particularly the SERP features, which are at the top, pushing things down. So you've got top stories, which is not that much. You've got the local pack. So that's this orange color at the very top. So there's quite a few of those, but not that much. Related questions, there's a lot. You can kind of get understand there's quite a few feature snippets, ads. See, there's a lot of ads, shopping ads. Okay, and then now I've dropped it down just to two things: absolute visibility and above the fold results. Now we're going to get into the table, and I'll explain what that means. Obviously, if there is anyone who's not familiar with that, so above the fold is a term meaning that it's whatever fits on the SERP on the first screen. When you come to the SERP, what fits on the screen? Anything which is below the scroll, this fold, means that I need to scroll down with my mouse in order to see those results, right? What we're seeing on the screen now is above the fold, and now I got to scroll down to see the ones which are below the fold. Okay, so that's the idea on the SERP. So
It does mean ATF.
Say that again?
Ah, sorry, it's above the fold, ATF, okay.
Right, we have
My
like
bad.
a little tooltip here.
Okay,
Right.
and the cross is when it's not above the fold. Okay.
Exactly. So even though you're in
Yeah.
position 1 here, you're below the fold. So guess how much traffic you're going to get from that keyword? Not much, right? Not much.
Mm.
And you can see over here the SERP features which are pushing things down. You've got the local pack, related questions, the video carousel, etc., right? So when I see something like this, so my thinking is like this. I'm saying to myself, okay, I've got no chance of being above the fold, right? I'm in the highest position. I can't go anywhere, nowhere to go, okay? So I can either take a look at the different SERP features, go back to for this keyword and take a look at the different SERP features, think, where can I get my client into to get more visibility? That's option number 1. Option number 2.
Tell him to invest in Google Ads.
We might have to do some Google Ads, exactly. Okay, so those are different options. Or you may say, for this particular keyword, I'm not going to make this, my priority. I'm not going to invest any more in this keyword right now. I'm going to invest in other keywords. Let's say if I scroll down here, I may see, more opportunities. There's lots of keywords in position 1 for this. They're doing very well here. They're doing very well. Wow.
Can you compare? Can you compare date? Can you say, okay, where they were above the fold and now they're not, as an example? So, say for example, they lose clicks from a phrase. Position hasn't changed though. Is there a way to see whether or not they have a, you can see when they were above the fold versus below the fold, like like ticks and crosses into different date frame columns, or is it just basically?
That's not an option right now, side by side. It's actually a nice idea to have like a date comparison where you could have let's say 2 rank columns and 2 ATF columns or something like that.
Yeah. And then it's just easier to diagnose like issues as well. All of a sudden if locals in there, or maybe there's a lot of shopping all of a sudden because it's around Christmas, that's pushed everything down. So yeah, it's just a thought. I wasn't quite sure. I mean, I've been into this report and I hadn't seen it, but it just came to me. So yeah, it might be worthwhile. What is that based on now then? Is that based on, I mean, you see your date, because you've got the date frame in the 31st of August. Technically, if you change that, won't that change the results at the bottom anyway? And then you can still compare. You can kind of compare, but you can't really do it side by side.
So you can, let's say, you can duplicate this report over here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can have another date. Let's say we choose over here, we choose July 1st. that's loading. I'm actually going to on that should be below the fold. Here, this is showing all the position, all these position ones, which, and wow, all these ones which are ranked wonderfully. So this is also valuable in my mind. I didn't really think about this, but I just thought about it now. I think to take a look at this and say, okay, this is a group of keywords. Instead of looking at it individually, this is a group of keywords. We're ranked fantastically, but all of these are below the fold. So maybe I should, download this as an Excel and then chip away at each of these and try and get them into SERP features, right? As a group. And then, on my Excel, check off the one that I'm working on this one right now to get them into, let's say image box or something like that. Yeah. So there's lots of things you can do with this, but the main idea here is to prioritize. It helps you prioritize and strategize what you're going to do for particular keywords. What's your approach going to be? This local report, I don't remember if you do have some. I think you said Adrift has you said they have two stores.
Yeah.
So I just want to point out something here. This is an important thing. So there's actually a lot of local packs here, 249, that's a lot. Excuse me.
Yeah.
If I go over to the campaign settings for Adrift, and I go to the search engine settings, we saw these settings the last time, and I open up this, okay? So I'm not tracking a specific city here. And excuse me. So what I want to put in here is their Google My Business listings name. So let's go to Google. Is it what is it? .au? No, co.au.
.com.au. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to look for the Drift. Which city do they have?
Maybe,
Brisbane.
Maybe if you could do that, or some clothing or something.
Okay, so so I see they've got two. See, they've got two. That's quite a name, Wollongabba.
Yeah, man, it's native language.
Yeah,
right. That's a pretty funny one. So what I'm going to do here is both of these are different, right? They have different. Yeah, different locations. But they have the same. But they have the one word in common, which is Adrift. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to. Let me close all the stuff which we don't need. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this in parentheses. I'm going to type in Adrift in parentheses. And what that parentheses does is it tells our system that that just look for Adrift and ignore all the other text. And that way it'll pick up either of those two results, or either location. Okay?
What if you put it in brackets?
In parentheses or round brackets, right? So that will pick up either of these two, because both of them have the word Adrift in them. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm actually going to capitalize it. Should be exactly the same. And I'm just going to save. I'm going to copy that because I'm going to do that in the mobile as well. Let's save that. You should do this also for any of your clients which have some sort of physical location. Then that's worthwhile doing, because that's an opportunity for more visibility on the SERP. Okay, so now starting tomorrow, so if you go to the Drift campaign and then go for the local, Okay, so 249. So tomorrow, starting tomorrow, if your client shows up in one of these 249 local packs, you'll see how many local packs you appeared in, and then you'll see it per keyword. Okay, which keyword was it that appears in the local pack? You'll see it down here.
Right. Okay,
Okay.
that's cool.
Right. So that's quite valuable. So make a note for yourselves for all of your clients, which of them have physical locations, which don't, and then you can add those
Yeah.
settings in the search engine settings. Okay, so that's that. That basically covers this. There's a video report, but that's really only for clients who have like YouTube videos. I don't know if do any of your clients have YouTube videos, Dan?
Some of them,
Yeah,
one in
like we could
particular
say
is trying to
ambient,
push it. Yeah,
What's that?
yeah, ambient.
ambient lounge.
Trying to push
.co.uk
it.
as well, that.
This ambient lounge?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're .co.uk, more than .com.au.
Okay, so if we go to the video report here,
They've got a bunch of videos on their site, at least.
and those are embedded from YouTube.
Yeah, I think from YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, the idea of this report is to give you another avenue to get more visibility for your client. And it's providing them with more service, and you can toot your own horn for the fact that you are giving them more visibility. So here,
Yeah.
there's 9 keywords for this client, which are showing a video carousel. They are showing up in 2 of those video carousels, okay? And you can see which two keywords, this one and this one, both having to do with butterfly sofa, okay? And both of them are coming from these are actually both coming from the YouTube channel.
So is that the difference then? Is one Google appears in Google and one's appears in YouTube specifically? Is that the difference between the video, the domain rank and the channel rank, or is there something?
Right, so the
Oh no,
channel
what is
rank,
that? Yeah, domain rank and channel rank.
so the channel rank means that this is coming from directly from the YouTube channel, and the domain rank means that it's coming from the embedded video on their website.
Yeah.
If we go back to campaign settings, and we go into the search engine settings. So see that we put that in, maybe it was the last time we were here, we put in this, which is the name of the YouTube channel.
I think I did that. Yeah. So I
Right?
don't know if it was. I just that's pretty much my name on YouTube, but I don't know if I had to add a snippet or whatever.
Yeah, that should always be just the exact name of their channel. And you did obviously did it right, because you can see that we're picking that up, right? And you might want to check into like why they're not appearing from their website, or why they're not appearing in more.
I think it's only on a few pages at the moment. That's pretty recent, maybe.
Right. So this is the other thing is that you can do that if these videos, if they have lots of videos, or videos, they find videos very important to them, you can also track their rank inside YouTube, right?
Yeah, I wanted to do that, but I don't think I've done it.
So you can make a smaller campaign for the client just to track their YouTube videos on YouTube. And then in their marketing dashboard, you can include the regular, Google rankings, and then you can include their YouTube rankings. And you can, if they give you access, you can also then integrate their YouTube analytics with Rank Ranger. And then on their report, you can provide them with, show them how they're doing in the video carousels on the Google SERP, how they're doing for their different videos as far as rank on YouTube, and how their analytics, as you're let's say if you're making suggestions to them to change certain things, how that's affecting their actual views and stuff like that on YouTube. So you've got lots of opportunity here. I'm going to suggest that we kind of wrap things up for this session because it's getting kind of long. I don't want to overdo it, you know, at any one session. Does anyone have any kind of questions before we wrap things up?
No.
Not for me. I thought it was
Okay.
really useful. to be honest.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna save the recording. Again, Dan, I'll
Yeah,
upload it to our Google Drive. I'll send you guys a link so you can download it. So you'll have that there. And we covered quite a bit today. Feel free to schedule another one because we've got plenty of other things that we can cover. We've only started, right? So I think that this is, you know, the more that you guys know, the more you're gonna be able to take advantage. And it's, you know, it's a benefit for you individually, for you guys, knowing an SEO software like this in depth. I think it's definitely a feather in your cap.
No, absolutely. It's only going to help us with our role in our day to day. So, yeah. So if there's definitely more stuff to cover as well, like happy to schedule in, say this time next week. That's working for everybody.
Next week, this time, I'm not going to be available because we've got the Jewish New Year is on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
But we could do that on Thursday. If that's okay with you guys, we could do same bat time, same bat channel at on Thursday. Does that work for you guys?
Yeah.
That works for me. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll send you guys a calendar invite for Thursday, same time next week.
Great.
Sounds good.
Okay, wonderful talking with you guys again, and you know, wish you guys a great, you know, end of your week, and we'll talk next week.
Yeah, thanks very much for
Bye,
your time. Really
guys.
appreciate
Take
it.
care.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
See you
Bye.
later.
See you, man.